Hello, myself Dr. Anush Purwar. Today we will discuss distribution network analysis and design part 1. The objective of distribution system is to supply water to the consumers with adequate pressure and quantity. The system of distribution largely depends upon topography of the area and sometimes some local constant such as availability of the fund. Now, methods of distribution. Water is forced in the distribution system by following ways: gravitational system, direct pumping, and combined system. In the gravitational system, water from high level source is distributed at lower levels by simple action of gravity without pumping. Since pumping is not done at all, hence sufficient difference of elevation must be available between source and distribution points so that sufficient head is available at the distribution points after allowing friction and other losses through pipes and walls, etc. This system works well where lakes are available at the top of a hill. The treatment plant is made nearer to the top but at lower elevation so that water from reservoir to the treatment plant may flow by gravity and no pumping is required. Finally, from treatment plant, main water lines runs to the foot of the hill where the water has to be supplied and distributed. Direct pumping. In this system, the treated water, instead of pumping to the service or distribution reservoir, is directly pumped to the distribution mains. Since supply is done directly to the distribution mains and services, high lift pumps are required to overcome the friction losses at different stages and to have some residual heads at distribution point so that water may rise at higher stories of building. Since water demand vary, the high lift pumps are required to be run at variable speed to meet water requirement at different time periods. Due to variable speed, the pumps do not work at their maximum efficiency, hence the system is not so economical. At the same time, continuous monitoring of pumps are required to run at various speeds. Repair and maintenance cost also high in that case. The advantages of the system is that the additional cost of constructing distribution reservoir is saved. Another advantage in this system is that at the time of fire breakout, large quantity of water at higher rate may be obtained. This system is suitable for a small area. For large area and big cities, this system is not suitable. Combined system. In this system of water supply, pumping and gravity system is combined. The treated water is pumped and stored in an elevated distribution reservoir or tank, and from the distribution tank it is fed to the distribution system by the action of the gravity. Pumps work at constant and convenient schedule and the pressure can be maintained uniformly during the supply. At the time of higher demand, additional demand is supplemented by distribution reservoirs. Due to detention of treated water in the distribution reservoir, quality of water improves. The excess water during low demand period is stored in the distribution reservoir. If the source of supply is at low elevation, then by a small lift pump, the water is taken to the treatment units. Otherwise, if the source is at higher elevation, then water flows to the treatment plant by the gravity. The combined method can be suitable in all type of topography and circumstances. Hence, it is universally accepted and used method. System of supply. There are two systems of supply of water: continuous supply and intermittent supply. In continuous supply, water is supplied continuously to the consumers. Since water flows continuously, consumers are not strained by the supply of water as in case of the intermittent supply. The rate of supply in the continuous system can be kept low and pressure may be also low. In such conditions, wastage of water through leakage is less because of water being supplied at low pressure. In the intermittent supply, water is supplied mostly at peak hours. Intermittent supply checks the wastage of water because supply of water is for a shorter period in a particular zone. In case of intermittent system of water supply, usually an overhead tank is provided at top of each building, and this tank gets filled up when there is supply, and thus residents get water continuously in their house even there is intermittent supply from the water works. Layouts of distribution system. The distribution pipe system consists of mains, sub-mains, branches, laterals, and finally service connections. Pipes, except the service connections, are usually made of cast iron with some type of coating to avoid rusting, whereas for service connection, galvanized cast iron pipes are used. In large cities, the area is divided into several zones and each zone has separate distribution reservoir or tank. In smaller towns, the distribution means mostly start from the treatment plant and distribute water through different branches and laterals. Distribution pipes are laid on one side of the road, but in thickly populated areas with wider roads, a subsidiary lateral is provided on the other side of the road, and the lateral are cross connected to the main at suitable intervals. Since distribution pipes are mostly laid along the road below the footpath, their layout generally follow the layout of the road. Depending upon local conditions and orientation of roads, any of the following patterns of layout is adopted singly or in combination: dead end or tree system, grid system or reticular system, ring or circular system, and radial system. Dead end system. The system is also known as tree system because as a tree has a trunk and branches and sub branches at different heights, the system has one main from which a number of sub-mains bifurcate, and from each sub-main several branch pipes separate out, which are known as the laterals. From laterals, house connections are given to different houses and other units. Such type of distribution system is followed by in old towns where the houses come up in a very unplanned way, and in such cases one water mains follow the main road and several water pipes are extended as per requirement. So this is the dead end system. One main pipe is given and then sub main pipe and then branches and then service connections. Advantages of dead end system. The design calculation is simple and easy. A smaller number of cut-off valves are required and the operation and maintenance cost is low. Pipe laying is simple. Now, disadvantages of dead end system. The system is less successful in maintaining satisfactory pressure in remote areas. One main pipeline provides the entire city, which is quite risky. The head loss is relatively high, requiring larger pipe diameter and larger capacities for pumping units. The discharge available for firefighting in the street is limited due to high head loss in areas with weak pressure. Water hammer could also cause burst of the line. Now, grid system. The system is also known as reticular system. In this system, one main pipe runs through center and branches and laterals run in grid pattern which are interconnected. Since the mains, branches and laterals are interconnected, hence dead ends are eliminated and water is in continuous circulation reaching at different locations through more than one route. Subsequently, pipe friction is minimized and size of pipe gets reduced, and at the time of repair in any section an alternative is available for the water supply. At the time of fire, water can be diverted to the affected area by closing cut-off walls of other areas. To regulate the supply, walls are provided at different locations. Since the pipelines get water from different directions, design is a bit difficult. Size of pipes are larger and more number of sluice valves are required. The system is most suited for a planned city where roads and streets are provided in planned rectangular and square grid patterns. The system is also known as interlaced system. Advantages: the free circulation of water without sediment deposit minimizes the chances of pollution due to stagnation. Because of the interconnection, water is available at every point with minimum loss of head. Enough water is available at street fire hydrant as the hydrants draws water from the various branch lines. During repairs, only a small area of distribution is affected. In following picture, we are seeing the grid system where the main pipe is shown in mid and then there are the sub main branches or laterals are shown. Disadvantages: a large number of cut-off valves are required. The system requires longer pipe length with larger diameter. The analysis of discharge, pressure and velocities in the pipes is difficult. The cost of pipe laying is higher. Now, ring system. The system is also known as circular system. The system consists of a main pipe all around the area. The area to be served in a rectangular, square or a circular pattern. Sub main and branches run mostly perpendicular to the main and water on all sides of the area goes to service through pipes connected to the nearest main. Hence, sufficient supply head is available in that ring system. The system also suitable for a planned city or a township. So in this picture we are seeing a main pipe is, and there is interconnected the sub mains are available. Radial system. A very big area is divided in several zones, and at the center of each zone a distribution reservoir is kept, which is fed by some main which takes water from main running across the area. From each distribution reservoir, branches or laterals radiate in all directions. Radiating pipes are connected to peripherals. Hence, the system works as a grid system without any dead end. Calculation of pipe sizes are easy and system gives quick service. Dividing the area into zones ensures the equalization of supply throughout the area. The zoning depends upon population density, type of locality, and topography of the area. This method gives higher service heads and efficient water distribution. So this is all about the lecture of water distribution part 1. Thank you.